Hello everyone, and welcome to video number 1 of this series on how I play Footy Blast. So just before, I'm going to give the caveats, it will be the last time I do it. Footy Blast is not part of the Play Games catalogue. It is a game created by a gentleman called Chris Wiseman, and once you've watched this or the series, if you're interested in having a go at this game, then you can find him on the Delphi forums. Look for Footy Blast, and the game is in development, so obviously the rules are changing as we go along. There's been a couple of rule changes. If you think of something that is going to improve the game from an Aussie rules football point of view, then I'm sure Chris would love to hear from you, and if it's a good enough change to the game or addition to the game, I'm sure he'll consider it. This mat is something that I've designed, and again, if you want a copy of this mat, then if you contact me, I'll send you the image and you can get it printed. So let's talk about Aussie rules football first. It's a game played on an oval field the size of a cricket pitch. There are 18 players in each team on the field, 6 defenders, 6 midfielders, 6 forwards. You have what are called 4 interchange players, which will be substitutes, and they're much like ice hockey, where they can come on and go off, and they also have 1 emergency player who can come on if somebody is injured and taken out of the game. The idea, like any other game, is to score more points than your opponent, and you score points in this game by kicking the ball through the posts, which are located at the end of the fields. There's 4 posts, 2 inner posts which are taller than the 2 outer posts. If the ball goes through the inner post, it's a goal and you get 6 points. If the ball goes through the outer posts, or if it hits the inner post, or if it is touched by a opponent before it goes through the inner posts, then you get 1 point. And if I just lay this down, you probably see scores like this: Melbourne 8-6-54, that's 8 goals, 6 behinds, and so it's 6 8s plus 6, 54. And Fremantle 4-8-32, that's 4 goals, 8 behinds, 32 points. And it's a very, very high octane, fast action game. Plenty of videos on YouTube if you want to actually watch a real game. But effectively, that is the game of Australian rules football. The second part of this video is going to be showing you what you get with Footy Blast, so join me shortly for that. So, Footy Blast, as I said before, it's a game in development, and it's a very, very good game. I have to say, this is probably my most favourite game that I've got, and I've got a lot of games, a lot of sports simulation games. It's PDF only. You get the rule book, which is 6 pages. You get 2 team boards, and I've put home and away along on those, because there is actually a difference, and it's a really, really good design by Chris. The home team, you have defence, midfield, forwards. The away team, you have forwards, midfields, defenders, because a lot of the action takes place between either one section of the team or one player from a section of the team, and it's usually forward against defence, mid against mid, or defence against forward. So he's set up the board so that they're across from each other. The other good thing about it is it allows you to use something, and I use a decider die as where the ball is. So if it's a centre there, it's in there, and if it ends up with the away team's midfield, I can put it on this side and I can move it to there, so I know where the ball is, and so that's one good thing. You get those two. Along with that, there are 3 charts, and this is where you think to yourself, it looks like one of the Get Play games, because you get an action chart, and it is built around Hockey Blast, Soccer Blast, and I forgot to say in the caveats that Keith is aware and he's happy that this is being developed and the name can be kept as Footy Blast. So you get the action chart, you get referees miss chart, throwing and bounce chart, and the kick at goal chart, and you get the highlight reel and the rare plays. You also get score sheets, and this is a score sheet. It's the one that you get looks like this. The only difference is that I've put the yellow lines in here because this helps you with the substitutions. You substitute every 10 minutes, and you fill it in the way, whatever way you want to, like you do with any of the play games. And then apart from that, you need the dice. So if you look at this chart, it shows you up there are 7 dice that you need. Now it's actually been increased because there's been an additional rule added, which we'll go through in one of the videos. You don't actually need, that one there is the one that I use for possession, so you don't actually need that, you just need something to mark for possession. These 2 dice, the 2 d10s, are used when deciding on a player who may be taking a kick or maybe involved in a missed kick. That 20-sided dice is used for a rule that isn't actually in the rule book yet, but we're trying that out, and that will come later. And then you get the 7 dice. You can play this game with 2 dice as long as you can keep track. It's just that if you've got the coloured dice, it helps you because each chart tells you what colour to throw. So 2 yellows, a white, a green, blue, black, red if you've got them. The other thing you're going to need is these little puppies. Counters. You need that to know who's been substituted, and there are 36 places on the field. You don't need 36 chips. One is the major coloured ones, which in my case are blue, are for the players that come off the field and rested and then come back on again, so you know they've had their 10 minutes rest. I use 4 green ones for when the interchange players are on from one side, and 4 yellow ones from the interchange players are on the other side. And in the substitutions video that is going to come up, I'll show you how they work, because it's rather important that you know who the interchange players are. So that is really everything that you need. If you want some pawns, you can have some pawns to help you keep a track of who's got the ball, blah blah blah. So that is the introduction to how Australian rules football play is played and what you get with Footy Blast. So hopefully you'll join me for video number 2, which will be talking about how you set up a game.